Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. Today we're just going to be putting on some makeup and talking about a few new things I've got. Doing the eye look with the Too Faced Natural Nudes. And actually I did pop a little bit of the Natasha Denona on there, the face palette. So used a little bit of that and just talking, comparing the Beauty Blender to a regular sponge that I love, and talking about the difference between US and UK language. If you guys are up for that, then just keep watching. I can't remember if I'm supposed to be doing this palette or this palette. Maybe we'll use both. So I've got my eye patches on. Funny story, last week, you guys know by now that my son was in the ER. In any case, I pretty much, the only thing I've been doing is skincare, my sunscreen, of course, and these eye patches. So the first day that I went up, I had these eye patches on when I was going back, right? So I figure, I've got on my sunscreen and everything. I got, I'm going over there. These sunglasses conceal, right? When you get there, of course, you forget that they're on. So you're walking around like this at the hospital. Look at this. I've already dinged. You can't give me nothing. Well, nobody gave me that, but sometimes we have to clarify. Oh, you guys want to use these? Let's use these cute brushes. Okay. Oh, speaking of brushes. Okay, so yeah, I've got a bunch of brushes drying in the kitchen, but I have to deliver some bad news. So that shipping issue that we are having? Okay, where you order a gravestone, but it won't be in till the next year. Okay, that thing. Well, apparently Sigma is having a problem getting the E25 in. So the Glitzy Fritzy Essential Eye Set it won't be back in stock until March. So it's not going to be back in for Christmas. And I'm so sorry because some of you have been asking me because you wanted to give it as a Christmas gift. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. They did give me the option of using something else. And I'm like, no. The E25 is crucial. The E25 is a brush that even if you don't have any other eye brushes, you could do your whole look with. So I bet that's hurting them. E25, E27, to be out of stock and not be able to restock it. We'll use these cute little brushes here from BK Beauty in their travel set. Little handled brushes can sometimes be really fantastic for those of us who need to, crawl up on top of a 10 by mirror. We're going into the lightest shade, the lightest matte right there. It's been a while since we talked. I finished Doc Martin, got my mother totally addicted to it. She had an easier time with the language changes. She has BritBox, and so she loves British television and watches it all the time. I, however, do not, and had to purchase a subscription to Acorn in order to finish Doc Martin, but I loved it. Thank you for everybody who recommended it. I think that I've already said this before, but what we didn't talk about was the differences in language from US to, across the pond. I wrote some of these down so that we could discuss. Now, a lot of it you could figure out by the way it was used in a sentence, and you're like, wait a minute, you have to think about it for a second. But for me, it was more than that because, see, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but I have to have captions on television. And because of my eyesight, I have to have them big. So thankfully, I live with people who don't mind that half the screen's taken up with words. So oftentimes, I have to watch something twice to actually get the most from it. One time through to read what they're saying, and the next time through, I know what they're saying so I can watch what they're doing. I know some of you probably are the same way. All right, I'm going to go into this light shade right here. I'm going to transition with it. It was a little harder for me than my mom because I would be reading it and I'd have to back it up and be like, what? What does that mean? I think we're going to jump over here to Warm Rose and I'm going to mix it together with Cocoa. Okay, so how about this? I'm going to have a lie-in. In America, we would typically say, I'm going to sleep in instead of I'm going to have a lie-in. This one here's a good one. I'll knock you up in the morning. In America, I'll knock you up in the morning does not mean I'll check in with you, or, you know, that's not what that means here. In the United States, knock you up means get you pregnant. So I'd prefer you didn't knock me up in the morning. I'm still using that same brush, and this isn't even the brush I wanted to use for this. And, you know, I'm not doing a tutorial. I'm just using this palette and talking to you. It's probably not going to come out very good because I'm really not paying attention to what I'm doing as usual. Are you having me on? That was another one. Are you having me on? Are you having me on instead of, are you kidding me? Is what that would mean here in the US. This one I'm still not that sure about, even though I looked it up, and I think, because it's been a while, chocolate digestives, and you guys let me know. The first thing I thought of in the US is X-Lax. They have chocolate flavored X-Lax, which X-Lax is a brand of laxative that makes you go to the bathroom, have the runs, right? So chocolate digestives, to me, that's what they're talking about. But no, that's, I think, a cookie, or maybe what the Brits call a biscuit. Is that right? I think that a biscuit in the UK is what the Americans call a cookie. So I love this teeny little brush. It's one of my favorite brushes from BK Beauty, actually. And because you can smudge real good with it. I'm going to take some truffle. I'm just kind of mixing it there to diffuse it a little bit. And I'm going to bring it right here on the outside to darken that up. And yeah, we just did that with the fluffy brush, but I just can't help telling you what I'm doing, can I? Depending on the brush you use, depends on how much payoff you're going to get, or, you know, how it's going to distribute. I felt like I needed to say that, though, because I watched this video not that long ago. I don't think she understood the difference between goat hair and synthetic. And, you know, a goat hair brush will pick up more product than a synthetic brush will because of the cuticles of the hair. So the payoff depends a lot on the density of the bristles, along with what the bristles are actually made of. I don't know what we're going to do here. I'm not in love with any of these shimmers, really. I like the mattes, though. Do you guys know what a Y front is? So the Y front is like men's briefs, their underwear. He's lying around in his Y fronts. That's one of those ones that I got from the sentence. Because of the sentence, I was able to figure it out. He's lying around in his Y fronts is a pair of underwear. Okay, that's kind of pretty. But you know, the thing is, I don't find that these look that much different from each other. You know what I'm saying? Here, look, let me show you. Okay, I'm just taking these first three here. This one's probably the most different, and we'll probably use that next. But on the eyes, I don't think that people detect that much of a difference between them. Okay, what about this one? And I think maybe after all this time, it's possible that I have got this wrong. Nearest I can tell, come a cropper means to fall heavily. Is that right? I think what I'm using now is called glistening snow. We're just going to put that in the inner corner. But as you can see, I don't think that it changes it up enough that I go, that's a totally different shade. I think if I put the other one right here in the corner like this, I don't think you would actually even really notice that much. I'm going to take truffles, and I want to kind of draw that in here into my crease a little bit, darken that up. And you know how you have the baby pacifiers? And in the US, we sometimes call a pacifier a binky, and they call it a dummy. But one thing I want to know is, like on Doc Martin, every day, these girls, a group of girls, I don't know, where are they going? Are they going to school? Where is it that they're going that every day they pass Doc Martin on this road, on this hill, they pass him and call him a tosser? Okay, I don't have those exactly even, and I really don't care today, okay? I just basically want to spend some time with you. I really don't care what my makeup looks like. I'm going to use this. This is new and recommended by one of you. It's the one eyeliner. I like finally gave up on lancome for eyeliner. When I say that, I mean to go in the waterline and stay there, but this one does. So thank you. The Lancome 24-hour, up to 24-hour Drama liqui-pencil. And this is in French chocolate, and it's very, very soft. So I just I'm doing this. That goes in and it stays in. Okay, what in the world is a tosser? Why do they keep doing that? We never really know where these girls are going. But teenage girls teasing Doc Martin, going up the street every single day, and every time they see him, they call him a tosser and laugh. Well, that would be like in the U.S. if you were to go up to somebody and, I don't know. So I did look this up. Let me just read it to you here. Okay, so the slang word tosser is recorded in the UK in the 1970s. It likely derives from the older slang toss off, an expression for, which dates back to the 1700s. So a tosser then is someone who does that a lot, okay, and is also considered to be a contemptible person or generally self-absorbed. Now, I want to know, how do they know that Doc Martin is a tosser? We're just gonna not move on. We're gonna get the Natasha Denona palette out because there's a shade in there that I think would help this. So let's get in here and right there. I'm just going to take my pinky right there and, oh, nice mirror, and pop that right on top. Oh, yeah, I think that brings that up another level. I like that much better. Don't you? Don't you like this much better than this? Maybe you don't, but I do. Pop that right in the middle of my lid. There, that was easy. That was an easy fix. Okay, I'm just taking what's left on this pencil brush and bringing it right under my eyes here. What about he was bladdered? Okay, it means he was 3 sheets to the wind. He was drunk. I hear this all the time, and I'm not sure if it's an actual cuss word or not. Okay, I hope not. But I can figure out bugger off. So that would be like here if we were to, or say, okay. But maybe not so obvious is chase you up. And that means to go find someone. Doesn't necessarily mean to go chasing them around, trying to catch them is what I would think chase you up means. It means to go find somebody. Oh, another baby related term is nappy, is a diaper. Here we call them, we either say the brand name of a disposable diaper like Huggies or Pampers. Can you get me a Pamper? Or can you get me a Huggy? Or whatever. That doesn't mean I want you to give me a hug. That means I need a diaper. Or, depending on where you're at in the U.S. and probably everywhere else too, depending on the section of that country, it can mean different things also. I'll give you examples of that in just a few minutes. So a nappy then doesn't mean you're going to have your baby go take a nap. Okay, it's time for a little nappy. Here that means we're going to put you down for sleep, to go to sleep. All right, not a diaper. And I've noticed that, depending on where you are, even within Indiana, okay, because like I used to work at this hospital and it just slayed me how even within our own state, the differences in the way people talked. For example, instead of saying, do you want a Coke? Which right there is wrong, right? Because Coke is a brand. Coke is universal for all soda. So like they would say soda pop instead of a Coke. I remember one time I don't know what this means today. This to me will always mean okay, a-okay, all right. I don't know if that means something else or not. Seems like in the recesses of my brain, I saw something where it looked like that meant something bad now. When you do a hand x-ray, you have to have 3 views, right? The first view is like this, okay? The second view needs to be at an angle, an oblique. Okay, and then a lateral view. Well, in order to get the perfect oblique, people don't understand. Can you turn your hand oblique? Can you turn your fingers 45 degrees or whatever? It's just easier for me to say, make an okay sign, and then I would get between here and go like that. And there you go. They were just exactly like I needed them to be. In this particular part of Indiana, nobody there knew what an okay sign meant. But yeah, where I grew up, everybody knows that means okay. So depending on where you live, different things mean different things. Also, everybody used to think that it was so funny that Mel would say water, okay, instead of water. Depends on where you're from. Okay, she lived in Tennessee, but it was close enough to Indiana that a lot of people in Indiana and Kentucky and around here say water instead of water. Creek instead of crick. When I first started watching the series, I really was confused because people kept calling the doctor's office, Doc Martin's office, the surgery. In the US, surgery is an actual place in the hospital where they operate on you. And I think in the UK that's called an operating suite. But that threw me for a little bit. I was like, wait a minute, what? That's what? He's going to the surgery, but that's a doctor's office. All right, we're going to take this off here and prime my face. And good, that's all sunk in now. So Sherry of the Fritzy family in Canada swears that this stuff is the greatest stuff and it's like $6. And see, I don't get to watch a lot of YouTube. I wish I could watch a lot more than I do. But I just don't have the time to watch YouTube. So I don't know that this is a thing. This primer called Birthday Primer, I guess it's making its rounds. I don't know. I didn't know which one. They have two. So I picked both of them up. And one of them is pink. And it's called Birthday Skin Primer. So I guess that's the one I'm supposed to use. This one here is white, and it's called Birthday Skin Primer Pigment Perfector. I'm going to tell you, I don't really have an opinion on these yet. It's supposed to like totally erase your pores. I got to tell you though, one day I used it, and I thought my skin looked absolutely horrid. Everything that this was supposed to do did not do. It like made me look like crap. The next time I used it, I thought it looked great. So I don't know. I'm just going to take it right off this cap here, and I'm going to put it on this side of my face. We'll see. I think we're up close enough that you guys can see what's going on with my pores. Incidentally, this is why I come up this close. I bought this camera, this whole setup. It was purchased, and I do this because I don't see how it possibly helps anybody. If I'm putting stuff on and you can't actually see my pores. If you can't see my pores, what good does it do me to talk about that? If you can't see my wrinkles, I don't know what good that is. I'm not trying to hide the rest of my body. I'm not trying to be a talking head. I just want you to see, and this is how you see. If I back up, you're not going to see that. The farther I get away from you, the more flawless I look. And trust me, I want to look flawless, but I'm not flawless. I also get a lot of compliments when I'm backed away from the camera and saying how wonderful I look. Well, yeah, I'm not up in your face. Okay, this one here has a different consistency. This one is more thick than the one I just used. And of course, it is a pink color. I'm going to try to get the same amount. You see, that looks quite a bit thicker than the one I just used. I'm totally using the monitor to see what I'm doing, which is like backwards, so I'm not good at this at all. Okay, I think that this side looks a little shinier, maybe. I'll tell you one thing I hate about this lens. One thing I loved more is this, okay? I can put something up here in your face and wham, you can see that. But if I'm not watching, it'll go out of focus every single time. And I can't constantly watch it, right? But autofocus was one of the reasons. You know, I had the old kit lens on not too long ago, and I like put something up here thinking it's going to focus on it. No, it didn't. Okay, so do you see a difference between the two? And does it look to you like my pores are minimized? What should we use today on our face? Let's use the Beauty Blender. Foundation. And we'll just see. Okay, I have a question. So here's the original Beauty Blender. Did this not used to be bigger than this? This is fully wet. I thought I remember this thing being bigger. So here's the e.l.f. sponge. The e.l.f. sponge is bigger. I like the slope now. I'm going to use the Beauty Blender today, but I like my e.l.f. sponge better. After all these years, I like a bigger, squishier sponge. The Beauty Blender was my fave when I first started my channel. I loved this thing. Since then, I think sponges have come a long way. So is the Beauty Blender better than my e.l.f. sponge? I don't think so. I don't like the way it's shaped. I think it's too small. I thought Beauty Blender was bigger than this. It's been a few years since I've used an actual Beauty Blender, and I have to say I just don't like it. But I am going to use it with their foundation. Let's put this like that and over here. and let's go. If you guys hear sounds in the house, I can't do anything about that. I know it's not professional, but Shy Guy has been laid off. I know, they do this at Christmas time a lot. Ticks me off, but you know, when there's no construction, it typically breaks in the spring, so we have this lovely thing to look forward to a lot. But anyway, the point is that on the other side of this wall will be my husband watching TV. And my son is on this wall, and he's on medical leave. So, guys, next week when I film, they're both going to be at it, and there's nothing I can do about it, not for the length of time that it takes me to film. And it might seem like, well, you know, surely they can be quiet for 20 minutes. It's not 20 minutes. An average video is at least an hour and a half long. If you film 2 videos in a day, which is what I always do, sometimes if I'm lucky, I can get 3 in. That's a long time to tell people you just have to sit on your hands and be quiet. Don't make a sound, because this will pick up a toilet flushing in the other room. And quite frankly, don't you find, and I'm talking about all self-employed people here, anybody who actually works from home, do you not find that most people don't think like it's a real job? They'll be like, yeah, can you run over here because I might need you to do something? Or, you know, hey, let's go here, let's go do that. And you're like, I'm at work. I can't just leave. But they think you can. I'm going to use my Huda powder. I haven't used this in a hot minute. This kind of isn't fair on this primer because I can totally erase my pores just by what I'm doing. I didn't think about that, sorry. But you can see how my face looks, right? So, I don't know. I kind of wasn't paying attention and totally botched that, right? So I would have been able to make my skin look like it didn't have a lot of pores just by what I'm doing. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, people tend to think, you know, well, can you just go to the grocery store? Can you stop? And can you go get this? Can you do that? Can you come in here? You know, whatever. And they think because you're home, because you have the ability to stop and go throw a load of clothes in or whatever, that your job isn't as important, I guess. I've had the jobs where you have to leave and you have to go somewhere to do the job. And I've had the jobs where you are your own boss and you're at the house and you can, you know, stop and go put in a load of clothes or whatever. But that doesn't mean that I can take off and go to Brown County for the day, you know. And you get this even if your job is like a job that pays a lot of money. This job here doesn't pay me a lot of money. So I get why that might not seem that important. But, you know, it is paying for the utilities and the internet and, you know, if there's anything left over, some makeup that I can review or whatever. But, you know, it's like people be like, yeah, because they don't think you have a real job. I'm going to use this Danessa Myricks. This brush is close by, so this is a Juno brush. I actually love this little thing. I didn't used to like white hair brushes because they showed the dirt. But that's actually a good thing, because then you know that that brush is dirty. And you should always make sure that you clean and you keep your brushes clean. I think I'm going to use this Laura Mercier cheek palette. We're just going to... Where is that Sonia G blush brush? It's a perfect size for this. Is this it? Yeah, here it is. Okay, let's use that. I don't want to use this one because this is more of a squirrel hair. So we'll use a goat hair right here, and I can come right in there. That works out pretty good. Last week at the hospital, I mean, I was doing the fastest thing possible, you know. Sunscreen. Of course, I needed some eyebrows, so I was back to my e.l.f. pencil. So I'm just kind of dragging through there, and hey, it's $2. Forgot how much I love this pencil. Just get some color in here and go. There we go, there we go. All right. It was fun to play with makeup and talk to you today. It really was. I've missed you a whole bunch, and I want to thank you. everybody for your consideration, your prayers, everything. You don't know how much it means to me and my family. Okay, so until next time, I want you guys to know that you are the best part of the Fritzy family, and that if you're not having a blessed day, just please go be a blessing to somebody else and watch how that turns around. And until next time, love you, see ya, bye, and I'm out.
What is that? What is it? I look like a rat. Especially with my ears. It's been a hot minute since... what am I, Two-Face? Two-Face. My thought was that I would wear these, okay, with my sunglasses. Because I wear my sunglasses in the day and at night. I wear my sunglasses at night. Wait a minute, don't you kind of have to have on sunglasses to, like, be really effective with that? I wear my sunglasses at night so I can not see the road and crash into the median. Oh my God. Look what I've done already. Yeah, there's another country I heard from. It's my stomach. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So the glitzy fritzy, I can't even say my name. I'm so sorry for those of you who've been asking me about it because you wanted to give it. Anyway, these cute little brushes that are in this little travel set from Buford, walking tall with a great big stick. That's not this. Wow, my tins unit's biting me, it's biting me. Ugh. Seashell, that's what we use. She sells seashells by the seashore. I bet you didn't think I could do that. Did you? No, because I trip over my tongue all the time. I can also go, Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers, where's the peck of peppers Peter Piper picked?